If you're ever on TikTok as much as I am, you've probably heard of the butter dog. This man is eating raw bull testicles to elephant foreskin, a smorgasbord of animal organs to say the least.
Has my diet finally caught up with me? Well, today I woke up with a slight infection in my eye.
And with the butter dog being all dedicated to eating raw bull testicles, you're probably saying to me, hey Mel, there's nothing special about this guy. He's just like the Liver King. That was actually impressive. But while the Liver King is a scrotum chomping champion, does he eat the whole thing like the butter dog?
Easy. First, we're going to throw our PP in the sink and begin to disinfect the tubes by rinsing some water through it. After that, we will mix up some chocolate powder. This will be the casing around the PP. Once it's nice and mixed together, you're just going to pour it right on top. Don't let her see you doing this. You want it to be a surprise.
So with balls and shafts being on the menu, the butter dog has managed to amass a huge following. Almost 500,000 followers and 20 million likes. And he's done all this within a year's time. His progression is truly unmatched. When it comes to peepees and gonads, I've never seen a man go so hard for the meat.
I will not leave my spot until I've finished my beautiful bull PP pie, guys. That's right. This is one of my most highly requested recipes. A bull schlong in a...
Come on, man. And since dropping his first video of September of last year, we can see here that the butter dog definitely enjoys and found his niche, posting his meat all over TikTok for the world to see. I ain't gonna lie, that food kinda looked good. But from here, I dug deeper into the butter dog's life. I find out that the butter dog's real name is Jack Turco. And at some point, the butter dog might have lived in Wisconsin. Now, it might be too late for this, but as I'm doing the research for the butter dog, I started to think and realize that this can all be a possible troll. Could the butter dog be pulling a fast one on us and this can all be fake?
I do want to point out that it's extremely possible and even highly likely that he didn't actually eat the steak that was being cooked by the hot water in the sink. I had to cut out the music, but it's him making this steak in a sink and then eating a stick of butter with it. It's revolting. I couldn't imagine a worse meal or an easier way of contracting some kind of foodborne illness. But this is the content. He is legitimately consuming that. I'd also like to point out here that it's extremely possible he spit that out right after the TikTok finished. He just projectile vomited it out. We don't actually see him swallow it.
Hey, yo, pause!
With Charles here making great and valid points, there's a huge possibility that this story could be fabricated. But I couldn't allow Moise to distract me from what my true goal was, and that was to prove that the butter dog is a true glizzy guzzler. My apologies for that slight distraction, people. Let's get back to the story. In the beginning of his TikTok journey, the butter dog would drop many videos, probably not planning for them to blow up the way that they did, but they will grow exponentially over time. Eventually, he will become a certified TikToker. But on TikTok, he's only known as the butter dog. In the real world, he was Jack Henry Turco.
How am I getting my energy on this fantastic Chicago Bears football Sunday? Well, cauliflower has all the B vitamins that will support my body in the production of energy, right? We got a steak. This is also how I cook it. I basically you don't need to. This is the best way. Just blue rare, that's how I like it. We got raw liver, 2 bananas, some butter. This is gonna give me everything I need to allow my muscles to recover.
And Jack definitely did have a life. See, at this time, he'll be attending the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he'll study to be a personal financer, and at the same time joining the rowing league. See, this man was all-American. Nobody could stop him. Fuck yeah, I love America. The Butter Dawg was evolving, and eventually he'll start involving his friends, family, and sometimes his school into his TikTok videos.
Post-practice World Cup with the team, it only makes sense to eat the best American food there is, butter. So I got my favorite teammate. He said he'd eat a stick of butter with me, so that's what we're doing. Cheers. We're making my sister a testicle butter dog.
The man's mom even swallowed a few nuts.
This is my mom's favorite way to eat a testicle.
Oh, hell no! With all the humor aside, it looked like Jack was extremely happy, being with friends, being with family, and showing off all the meat that he was packing.
The boys just finished up a hard week of practice, and I'm gonna give them some meat and organs to recover. They refused to eat the raw testicles and the raw liver. So we got some carnivore crisps, beef liver, and beef heart. These are the bison.
I'll take the
strips.
heart. The bison's
You want the heart?
Yeah, let's put the heart, man. The liver. Oh, yes.
These boys are gonna be bucked up and ready to go for the next week.
Thanks, animal-based athlete. Thank you, animal-based athlete.
But unfortunately, not everybody would agree with the Butter Dawg's content. There will be some people above and some people around him who would exclaim that his content was rude, lewd, and obscene.
Everybody hates him though. But let me give you a little insight into my world. When I quit rowing and I left Wisconsin, I knew that a lot of people on the team resented me.
Even when I'm traveling, I got the burgers and the butter with me. We're going to Boston today, and this is what I'm having for lunch.
And with haters hanging around every damn corner, Jack started to receive backlash. He was going to have to make a major decision on what he wanted to do with his career.
So last night I left Madison and I'm no longer a part of the Wisconsin men's rowing team.
God damn, that was quick.
And I had some difficult conversations with coaches, teammates, parents, and myself. And the conclusion that we came to was that if I wanted to continue doing social media, pursuing what I'm doing, it would be best to remove myself from the team setting, not associate with the team any longer, get out of the current living situation that I was in.
This is so sad. So, unfortunately, Wisconsin-Madison evidently wanted to separate themselves from the Butter Dawg. They felt like the Butter Dawg's meaty journey was embarrassing to their name, their school legacy. It was a tarnish to what they represented as a school.
I get ready for an erg test. We got raw testicle and a shot of honey. This is my pre-workout. I don't take coffee, just testicle. We got 1 hour till race time. This is when I start to get locked in. I'm telling you guys, this is my secret. Raw, organic honey. It's gonna get me juiced up for my race. I'm stroking.
But in my opinion, I personally feel like Wisconsin-Madison wanted to separate themselves because the Butter Dawg was shooting content in this school, possibly without permission.
Here are 3 tips to avoid looking like a dummy on the rowing machine and make it just a little more enjoyable.
Now, of course, he could have been wrong for this if he didn't ask for permission, but this is content creation, and he was going to represent the school the best way he thought that he can do it.
Do you guys serve testicles?
Now, in the beginning of the Butter Dawg's TikTok journey, he would shoot many videos on the school property, even going on his way to give a tour of the school gym.
These are my 3 favorite things about the Wisconsin Erg Bay. We're gonna give you guys a little tour.
Welcome to Porter Boathouse. As you can see, there's a bunch of rowing machines lining the wall that we use every day, but there's also a ton of history, and here are my favorite things. We have the oldest barbells known to man. These have probably been here since the 1800s, but they're super effective. Here's our scale, which is right 60% of the time, every single time. This is also from the 1800s. On the east wall, we have portraits of all the coaches who said rowing isn't fun. We have a wheel that chooses the music for us. Today, it's hip-hop.
And I don't think Wisconsin Madison liked this idea. This would be the last video that the Butter Dog would end up shooting on the school premises. After this, Wisconsin would end up delivering an ultimatum to the Butter Dog. Either stop messing with TikTok or stop messing with us.
So here's the full story of why I left college and quit rowing to pursue a dream of mine. And I just want to preface this by saying that 99% of my interactions with the University of Wisconsin and the men's rowing team were overwhelmingly positive. But there are a few certain events that left a sour taste in my mouth and ultimately led me to leave the city and the program altogether with 3 months left of my senior year. 6 months ago, I decided to start doing social media under the name Animal Based Athlete to document my nutrition practices, my habits, as it relates to being an athlete. My intention was never to bring any negative light to the team, to the coaches, to my roommates. It was a goofy, lighthearted message that I wanted to put out into the world, and it started to grow a lot more than I thought. And obviously my videos were attracting a lot of attention to the University of Wisconsin, and whether or not that was interpreted as positive or negative was really up for debate. First thing that started to go south was probably my relationship with my roommates. As I was doing social media, I began spending less time with them. Frankly, probably was a little inconsiderate, cooking beef pizzle in the kitchen. You know, not everyone is for that, but I get it. But upon moving out, one of my roommates told me that what I was doing on social media might affect him getting into Navy officer school or hurt his recommendation process because one of the recruiters found my videos. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't really know, and I don't really care, but that was just one of the ways that I just wasn't on the same page as other people. And while they had like negative feelings towards what I was doing, I had absolutely no idea. Frankly, I don't think they liked what I was doing. Anyway, last week they called me into the office, and it was all the captains, all the coaches, and they basically told me that I would have a spot to travel and to compete with the team, but that when we are doing any of that, I cannot be posting. Basically, they just didn't want to be associated with all that. They told me that traveling wasn't like a social media campaign. They're not funding to have me go make videos on it, which I guess I understand. And after that meeting, I actually agreed to stop posting, and then I had the door slammed on my ass. After I had the door slammed on my ass, I had a change of heart, and I basically called my parents and said, I'm done, I'm moving out, and I'm going to chase this dream. I'm gonna go as far as I can take it. This is what I love to do, and I finally feel like I'm in the driver's seat of my life. I know not many people do the same thing that I did, and that's okay. And that is why I am here. So thank you guys.
And this is why I love the Butter Dog story. This is why I like Jack's story, because at the end of the day, he chose to TikTok. He didn't care how his school felt. You know why? Because he was doing something that he loved, something that he enjoyed. And he was successful at it.
I spend nearly $2,000 a month on raw testicles. This is not an exaggeration. The videos I make cost a decent amount of money, usually $30 to $80 a video, a few times a day.
I've been super lucky over the past 8 months. My life has completely changed, and I think this is the next step. I'm gonna be moving out soon. I'm looking at places like Miami or Austin. And to you guys, it might seem like, oh, you just eat butter online. It's not a big deal. But to me, this is everything. This is my business. It's my brand. It's what I wake up hungry for. I love making content. I love entertaining. And I don't expect a lot of you guys to understand. I don't even think my parents do. But this can kind of serve as a lesson. This has become a full-time thing for me, which is, it's insane. I'm so happy. This is not the last time you will hear from Butter Dog. Just wait.
The Butter Dog will have to prove to his parents, his friends, and his audience that he didn't just make a stupid decision. He was going to prove that he was a true TikToker.